Hello, in the video coming up, we'll be looking at Nvidia GeForce Now. I'll show you how it works in relation to setting it up, and then I'll also show you some of the games and how they look with Nvidia GeForce Now on your Chromebook in the video coming up. If we go back a few years ago, playing games on a Chromebook wasn't that easy. You could easily play Android games, but that was only once Android was launched on the Chromebook. But if you wanted to play PC style games, you had a bit of an issue that simply wasn't possible. Now, for a long time now, Steam has been working on getting a native app on the Chromebook to play games. And that's there to some extent, but if you've tried it, you'll notice that some games work, but more advanced games don't work. And I've tried it on games like Cities Skylines, for example, which is a really advanced game. And even playing that game on my Microsoft Windows PC, it can take a hell of a long time to load up. And it's exactly the same problem with the Chromebook. With my Chromebook, it actually crashes. And that's because we're just not there just yet, but we will be in the future. So at the moment, I don't play my games on my Windows PC because my Windows PC really frustrates me. It constantly has issues, takes ages to boot up. It constantly loses its drivers for its keyboard and its mouse. I just hate Microsoft Windows, but I don't think there's any big surprise there. So I still play PC games and I play them on Nvidia GeForce Now. Nvidia GeForce Now, the one thing I would say is you do need a good internet connection. So if you're going to be using a Chromebook, I would suggest being in the room where your Wi-Fi router is, and you shouldn't have any problems at all. If you have a Chromebox like I do, I plug it into the Ethernet port, so then you won't have any issues. Although saying all that, you will need to have a good internet connection. So the better your internet, the less problems you'll have. The one thing I would recommend is just to give it a go, because you can give it a go without spending any money. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you the GeForce website to show you how it looks, how you register. And then what I'll do is then show you some of the games that I play on my Nvidia GeForce account. And I've had no problems at all with these games. They are really good. So let's have a look. So first of all, down here, I'll do incognito, because if I don't, it will just go into my account. So if we just go to Google, I'll just agree. And here, just type in Nvidia GeForce Now. And it's this one up here at the top you want to go into, just go into that. And that will then take you to the main page for Nvidia GeForce Now. It isn't just for the Chromebook. You can use Nvidia GeForce Now no matter what computer you've got. So don't expect all of the information to be related to the Chromebook. For example, here, there's a download option, and that's an option to download some software onto your computer. That's not something you do on your Chromebook, so you can ignore that. In relation to the games, there's lots of games you can play, but you do need to own the games. Now, there are some games that you can play for free, which is really good as well. So I'll show you them. They will come up when we go into my account. But on here, what I would recommend is it does give you a list of the Chromebooks that Nvidia GeForce Now will work on. I would take that with a pinch of salt, because they're not saying if your Chromebook's not on the list, it won't work. Because I played on my Toshiba Chromebook 2 and it worked just fine, and that wasn't on the list. So you don't necessarily need a high spec Chromebook to play Nvidia GeForce Now, because all the processing power is done in the cloud. So the graphics card, it's based in the cloud, and all of that processing power. The only thing you need, as I've mentioned earlier, is a good internet connection. So even if you're concerned that your Chromebook may not work, just give it a try. So here you will see this is the actual website, and it's got who it works on: Windows PC, Mac OS, Android TV, Chrome. So you've got Chrome, so it works with the Chromebook. And down here, this is all the information here. So there's a free option here. This is the one I'd recommend trying. This is the one I first tried last year, actually, when it first came out, either last year or the year before. I think it was last year. And this is what I first tried. It's the basic rig. The only problem with this was it was only giving you 1 hour session length, which is fine to give it a try to see if your Chromebook works. If it does, then playing a game for an hour and then having to go out, that's not very enjoyable. Certainly if you're playing games that you play for hours. So then you would have to go up to a different membership. Now the memberships have slightly changed. It's priority now. I can't remember what mine's called, but I think it's Founders. So I was one of the first ones to register. So I think I pay £4.99 a month, I think. So it's about the same in dollars as well. So this is the one here. You've got priority. There's 6 months and you've got 1 month. Obviously 1 month is least value. So if you're going to use it, I would first try it on the free account. If it works all okay and the games that you want to play go okay, then yes, if you can't, then go for 1 month, but the 6 months option is better. But that will obviously mean that you'd have to pay all of that up front, but that's equivalent to £7.50 per month. Where if you pay on a monthly basis, it's £8.99. I'm saying pounds. I think the dollars are roughly the same if you're in America. This one is up to 1080p at 60 frames per second, and there's a 6 hour session length. The 6 hour session length, I've not had an issue with that. So whether it's that with Founders, I don't have a limited, because I do play for a long time, but 6 hours is a long time to play any computer game. So that's all okay. Now, this is the latest one. I haven't used it yet. And this is giving you access to a better graphics card, and it's 8 hour session length. It's higher resolution, but also it gives you 120 frames per second, but does say there in brackets PC Max. So that isn't really something that you'd use on a Chromebook anyway. And if I'm being completely honest with you, this standard package works just fine. And like I said, I will show you some of the games coming up. So that's how you join. Now, when you do join, what you need to do is then you need to link your account. So if you already own games on Steam, for example, you don't have to buy them again. You can just link your Steam accounts and then you'll be able to play your games directly. You'll have to log into your Steam accounts and then it will sync. Also, it's not just Steam. What I'll do is I'll go into my accounts. Okay, so this is my account. So these are Steam. As you can see there, that's Steam. So this is Prison Architect. I do play that sometimes. I've played it so much in the past, so you can get bored of games, but that's Steam. And then we've got Cities Skylines. Again, I bought that from Steam many years ago. You don't need to specifically buy it for your Chromebook. I originally bought that to play on my Windows PC, but you can still play it on your Chromebook. You just need to link your accounts. As you can see up here, it's got one of 3 accounts connected, and that's my Steam account that I've connected. Counter-Strike, I haven't bought that. I think this is one of them games you can play for free. Armour, I did buy that. I've really got off Armour because it's just nowhere near as good as it used to be. Nobody seems to play it anymore, so the maps aren't very good. That Anno, I don't think that's the true Anno. Planet Coaster, I played that. When I played this on my PC, it really struggled, but it was all right on the Chromebook. Well, it was fine on the Chromebook, no problems at all. Anno 1800, a game I absolutely love. I love all the Anno 1800s. Now here, it does actually say here, Steam. That's not strictly true. This game I didn't buy on Steam. I brought this game from Ubisoft here, Ubisoft Connect. So maybe it's just this here is saying that you can buy it on Steam. When Anno 1800 first came out, you couldn't buy it on Steam, and that was an issue because they used to always have Anno games, but for some reason Ubisoft decided not to allow you to buy it on Steam, but you can do now. So these are the places where it's saying you can buy it from. So sorry, where I said earlier, that is where I bought it from. That's not actually necessarily correct. That's just stating where you can buy them from. So these are the games that I already own. So these are the games that are in my library, and all of these games work absolutely fine on my Chromebook. That's why they've come across. So all of my Steam library, it's not all showing. And that's one, either because I've not looked to add the game, or some games just simply aren't something you can play on this. So an Nvidia GeForce Now is great, but it won't let you play all of your Steam library. But the more modern the game is, the more likely that it does allow you to do so. So it's quite good for that. So if you scroll down here As you can see, these are games that you can just play. These are just separate games that they do. Free to play games here. You've got Fortnite. I don't really play these games, if I'm being honest with you, but they're all there for you to play, so that's all good. Now, what I'll do now is I will quickly show you one game that I wanted to play locally on my Chromebook and I couldn't, was Cities Skylines. And if I play this on my Microsoft Windows PC, it's just not worth it because it's just constantly loading. It just can't cope. And that's nothing to do with my graphics card, because I've got a really good graphics card. It's nothing to do with my RAM. It's more to do with my hard disk, just can't cope. Moving parts hard disk, something you ain't going to worry about on a Chromebook. However, on playing this on an Nvidia GeForce Now, no problems at all. It just works. So I'll quickly load this up. You'll be quite shocked how quick it loads. No word of a lie, loading this game on a Windows PC takes about, with a big map like the map I'm going to show you, would take you about 5 to 10 minutes to load it up. Obviously, if you've got an SSD card on your Windows PC, it may be quicker, but in general, it's really long and it takes ages to load. But on here, it's pretty quick to load. Now, look how quick this is loading. Now, you might not think this is loading quick, but believe me, this is loading quick. Doing this on a Windows PC, or even trying to do this locally on your Chromebook, it ain't going to happen on a Chromebook. On a Windows PC, it takes forever. I'm so impressed with how quick it loads, so it's pretty amazing. Okay, so I've not got the sound on. I've taken the sound off, so you can't hear the sound, unfortunately, because I've got some issues with getting the sound working correctly. But I'll just quickly show you the game. So this is my map. As you can see, this game's amazing, Cities Skylines. You start off with a really small map. I'll just quickly go into daytime first so you can see it. Gameplay. I'll take that off. Okay, so this is the map in the day. So when I started this game, I started here. So I started down here, built a few houses here, and then, no, that isn't true. I started here. So you start off with not much money. You've got to do a link. I've got industry there and I built them houses there. And then you just move out. None of this was here. So you start with nothing. And as you go further on in the game, you obviously develop it. I've got things like trains here. These are trains to connect people to different areas of my city. They're cargo trains, you can see there. Now you can see there's no jerking of the map, it's perfectly fine. This is great. If I was playing this on my Windows PC with a decent graphics card, I would be having problems right now. This wouldn't be working. As you can see there, I've got a really dodgy highway which just ends abruptly, which obviously I must have just ended the game one day. So here you can see it's just great, the graphics. I will now put it on to nighttime because I think it's really nice to see it in the night. And what I'll do is I'll put it onto camera view. So I've not played this for a few weeks. I've already forgot how it works. This is camera view. So this is my city. Down here, you'll see this part of the city. I've actually installed a monorail. So there's a monorail down here and you can see it there coming in. Much better with the sound, but unfortunately I've got a few issues, so I can't show you the sound. There you can see them all getting onto the monorail. And that monorail there only goes around this part of the city there. I've got underground, you've got loads of industry, and you just develop it. And these highways, you need these highways because if you don't, you just have major issues in the future. And you can see how big this city is. Playing this on Nvidia GeForce Now on your Chromebook like this with this smoothness is amazing, and that's why I love Nvidia GeForce Now on the Chromebook. Down here, I've done a little development where it's by the riverside, or it's not even a river, it's more like a lake, and these are all nightclubs and pubs. We've got a national exhibition centre there, aquarium there. When I built this area, nobody was here. It just didn't work out. So what I had to do is to invest in some transport. So I've got monorail here, I've got trains here, and I've also got underground as well, which you can't see, but there's an underground system, and this underground system links all of my areas. Now the main part of my city is over here, which you'll see. It looks much better at night. I'll show you at night. And this is my main part of my city here. We've got a university here. We've got a science park there as well. And you need all this for your people to advance. And as you can see, I've got quite a few bridges as well, which is all good. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this game is for this game to run so smoothly like it is, you can see how smooth it is. I can't explain how amazing that is, because honestly, I've never been able to play this game so smoothly on my Microsoft Windows computer. So that's why, if you do like Windows games, I would definitely recommend giving it a try. Here I've got a massive industry, as you can see. This is the second industry I built after I built my first one here. And because most of my people lived over here at the time, and I didn't have highways at the time, there was problems with people working there. There was nobody to work there. So I actually created this neighborhood just for this actual industry here. So they had people to go and work there. And then here you can see it's a really in-depth game. It's great. Here I've got a cargo station here, and you can see all the trucks loading up, and they're all exporting cargo to different cities, or you can have imports as well. You have to control everything in the game. It's really good, and if you mess it up, you'll know about it. It lets you. It won't tell you you're messing up. You just soon realise, for example, that people are starting to die, and why they're starting to die, and things like that would be down to you having your water system. Here I've built better water systems. So these filter the water a bit before they go into the water, but you can already see that it's still a bit dark. So that's all sewage, which isn't great. Now that's going downstream. If you put your water pumps downstream, you're going to start having problems. So I've got my water pumps. I did have them here originally, but because this started to come out, people were starting to get ill, and I was like, why are people starting to get ill? So I've now moved my water pumps right up here, way away from the sewage basically. And I've got nuclear power plants now. You don't have them in the beginning. So it is a great game. There's that lightning strike there. And you can see there my airport. My airport's far away from the city because of noise, but then obviously you need good transport links. So we've got a bus terminal here, all these buses here, and we've got taxi ranks here. We've got a monorail, underground, and trains. I haven't linked trains yet, as you can see, and I don't think I'll be doing that now because we're back in January and I've got stuff to do. I haven't got time to be playing games all the time. But it is a great game, and like I says, it's not just this game that you can play. I'll show you other games, but I just wanted to wait for it to go to night, which it's getting to now, because it does look pretty amazing. So as you can see now, the night time is starting to come because all the street lights are coming on here, as you can see. And all of this you build yourself from scratch. Look at the amount of, when I started this here, there was just one bridge and it just wasn't enough. The amount of traffic going down was absolutely crazy. And now I've got all these bridges. As you can see at night, they all light up. And I've got a grand central station here. And this is quite crazy. There's so many trains down here come into this station. And as you can see, it's pretty busy. That's a cargo train, doesn't stop there, but it does go through there. I didn't really want that, but at the time, it was the easiest and cheapest way of doing it. I don't want cargo trains going through a nice train station. But it is a great game. As you can see, you can even see the people coming on and off the train. And the good thing about this game, it's not just about city building. It's about fixing problems. It's about realising, why is my traffic an issue here, and why is that area not developing? And this is how you play the game. You just have to improve things. Now this is my main part of the city here. As you can see, it looks lovely at night there. And over there, this is where all my nightlife is now. Now if the sound was on, you'd hear people outside or like, you know, listening to music. And I've got a massive train station here, connection, and at night obviously it gets very busy. So if you are really interested in playing decent PC games on your Chromebook and you've tried it on Steam locally, I've got a video where you can install Steam locally. Try that, and if your game works locally, then great. For example, a game that I can use locally is Prison Architect, so I can play that locally, so I'm going to worry about internet connection. But other games like Anno 1800 and Cities Skylines, which are games I love, if I want to play them, I'll play them using GeForce Now, and it works seamlessly. I don't have any issues whatsoever. Now and again, you might have an internet connection where it breaks out and then you have to load it up again, but that's really, really rare. But generally speaking, I've played so much more games now on my Chromebox, because when I used to play games on my PC, it was so slow and so frustrating, and all the issues that come with it. It put me off playing the games. And games like Anno, moving from one area, because in Anno you've got an original area, and then you've got like the tropicals, so you've got to load different parts of the game. It used to take so long on my PC that it just ruined the game. But on GeForce Now, it just loads it instantly. It really is good. So if you do want to play games, I would definitely recommend Nvidia GeForce Now. The good thing is, obviously, if you go for the 6-month package, you will have to pay that for the 6 months. But after that, you can cancel, or if you go for the monthly package, you are only paying on a monthly basis. I would definitely recommend just giving it a go. Like I says, you can give it a go without spending any money. And if the games you like work, then you can now play games on your Chromebox or your Chromebook. I hope this video helped. If it did, please like and subscribe to the channel for future videos. And thanks for watching.